Okay, hi. Welcome. We're so happy that you guys could join us today. This is an exciting overview of the all-new Applied Epic Benefits experience. Yay. My name's Tara Butler. I'm a product marketing manager here at Applied Systems. I am doing nothing but hosting this webinar and facilitating Q&A today. The real stars of the show are our product specialists who have worked so hard and continue to work hard on making benefit space and Epic look and feel customized to this very specific type of business. So I'm joined today by Tulika Kashyap, Senior Director of Benefits Product Management, and Tom Lind, Senior Benefits Product Manager, both working with specifically with benefits, to give you the details on our focus for 2026 and what we've been working on to get us to this point today and what we're going to be working on for the rest of this year. A couple quick housekeeping items for you. Let's review those first. The session is being recorded. The recording will be emailed to you when it's ready. This usually takes a couple days. You should have it in your email that you use to register for this event by the end of the week. If you click the resources button on your screen at the bottom, or you might see a more and your resources is under there, you will have access to the PDF of these slides. And there is another link under register, and it depends on if you're in documents or if you're in links. There's on the side, you'll see at the top, there's a couple tabs. There is another link to register for a more in-depth webinar that's going to be held by our customer experience team next week. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. There'll also be a QR code for that as well. For those of you watching on demand, you'll see these resources available for download in the event lobby. Also, if you're attending live, we welcome your questions. Submit those via the Q&A tool at the bottom of your screen. All right, so with all of that taken care of and out of the way, I'm going to hand this over to Tulika, who will walk us through the benefits strategy for 2026. So Tulika, keep me honest and let me know when you want me to switch the slides for you on this one.
Thank you, Tara. I'm all ready. Hello, everyone. I'm really excited to be here. I wanted to start with emphasizing that from Applied's perspective, we are being very intentional as we think about our end-to-end digital round trip of insurance from a benefits perspective. As we think about benefits and the digital round trip in the insurance industry, from proposals and quoting to managing plan data, to be able to service our customers, to renewals, carrier reconciliation, and commissions. We are at Applied definitely designing benefits to work more as an integrated, seamless solution and a process via connecting systems both internally and externally, so that it feels like one system, one view where you can get everything that you need from Epic from a benefits perspective. What you will also notice is as we go through about it, the sales and marketing, like I talked about, it's more proposals, it's, your quoting, and I'll dig deep into as we move further along in the webinar, plan management, renewals, and financial. There's also automation and intelligence, and it's not captured as one of the endpoints of the whole round trip, but it is emphasizing on that we are looking at automation and intelligence across the entire life cycle of the insurance business from a benefits point of view. So Tara, if you can move further along to the next slide. What I really want to focus here is we have been looking at how do we deepen the value we want to offer within Epic as a hub for benefits. And our true objective is that it's your system of truth and it is also the system of action where you can trigger workflows across all these four strategic pillars that we are building on. So as I drill down into each of those, the first one is, like I mentioned, exceptionally efficient, creating an efficient way to capture planned data. That is one of the things, we are trying to build the purpose-built UX. We are expanding on the planned coverages that you can, cover and update in the Epic database. And we're also looking at a lot of automation as to how we can enable and empower our agencies to get all that data that we receive in multiple document types, multiple file types, and automatically get into the system without you actually keying in all that information. The next pillar that is really focused on is renewal manager, right? So how do we become the hub for the renewal management experience for our agencies? It is one of the biggest book of business that our agencies capture for their and support for their customers. So what we're really looking at is the end-to-end renewal workflow that would allow our agencies to come back to Epic, renew the plans, service their customers. We are also making sure that it's really integrated with the different, partners that you work with, either from a coding perspective or from a Ben admin perspective. The third pillar that we are really focused on is financial management. So we have all this plan data, we have all this information in Epic, but what's really important and adds a lot of value to our agencies is how can we use all this financial data that's in Epic? Either it's commission, either it's your PAPM structures, how do you get in your carrier statements? Like, how do we enable you to get all that data into the system, not only by taking away the manual work, but also ensuring that all this data seamlessly flow into the different workflows where it's needed as part of your reconciliation process, for accounting workflows, and all that good stuff. And the fourth pillar that I would want to talk about is the intelligence and automation. Like I said, it's something that we are looking across everything that we do in our digital round trip with the focus on how do we enable and provide dashboards, market insights that would help agencies grow in this space. Tara, can you move on to the next one? Thank you. So as I talk about the four strategic pillars, I really want to do a quick deep dive into what are we doing across all those pillars and how are we making sure that we are delivering on a intelligent and a very purpose-built benefits experience that would add a lot of value to our agencies in terms of efficiency gains, in terms of time savings, and the data that they capture in the system. First one being plan management and capture. I do want to say there's a lot to be excited about in this space. We did do our first big release in February, which is, you have your new benefits experience, which is built on the benefits overview screen, which came last year. And and with the newest release that we did, it allows our agencies to easily access data. We have taken away a lot of clicks that happens right now in the Epic ecosystem. You can add plans, you can view and edit information, you can take actions on the new benefits experience as well. And we have supported all that with rolling out autofill for medical SPCs. I talked about we want data into system. We want this, Epic Benefits to be a system of truth. And we are making sure that as we go along the journey, we are leveraging AI to help make you more efficient. So autofill is really out there. It allows agencies to upload the SBC documents from a medical perspective. Our AI technology will read the information. It will allow you to confirm if you're okay with the information or not, and then you can push that data back into the Epic forms. We will continuously keep building on this. We will keep improving our experience, and we will continuously keep delivering on the autofill capability as well by adding autofill to other plan types like dental, vision, LTD, and so on. Moving on to the hub for renewals. Again, last fall, we released dental coding as part of our Applied Benefits Designer offering. It allows our agencies to get more efficient in terms of doing more coding work from a system perspective versus doing outside of the system. We are also expanding on our connectivity with our third-party vendors, both in the coding space. So if you are an agency leveraging coding partners, we are working on making APIs available so that once you are done with doing your marketing, your RFPs, you can push that finalized plan into the system and then push it over to the Ben admin Employee Navigator as part of the entire life cycle. And we are also looking into ways as to how we can keep adding on to the overall renewal experience by looking at a lot of initiatives going on within Applied and how do we all bring it together from a benefits perspective. The third pillar being financial management. So we did go live with Applied Recon. There's a lot of excitement in the industry with that. And what basically it does is it allows our agencies to, upload the carrier commissions, the technology reads the documents, it helps match the plans to the commissions, the plans in the commissions, in the carrier commissions. So there's a lot of manual work that is being taken away. We are making the system smart enough to read the documents, compile the information, so that we can, we can take away that manual effort that you're putting in. And we have heard loud and clear from our agencies, we need to streamline the process around PPM tracking. How can we make our systems more intelligent in terms of commission tracking? So we have gotten in front of a lot of agencies. We have got a lot of great feedback, and now we are working towards how do we productize those things that our agencies have suggested. And lastly, intelligence and automation. Like I said, AI is going across the board, but we are also adding a lot more in terms of the market insights. Like what are the dashboards that would make sense for our benefits agencies and benefits users? How can, we are talking about Applied Max, you have all this data, which through plan management, hub for renewals in Epic, how do we now leverage this data to allow you use and maximize Applied Max to get to the information that you really need to service your accounts? Moving on to the next slide, as we think about what are we really focused on and why are we so much focused on a single system of truth? What we have heard from our agencies is when you do a lot of work, when you are managing multiple line of businesses and multiple systems, it really results into inefficiencies. It creates a lot of risk, and that's why we are so much committed towards having a single system of truth, a single system where you can view everything about your account, everything about your the benefits information, which we really prove with benefits overview screen, and all the work that we are doing in. What we have also heard is the single system also gives you a holistic view of that customer and helps you build your relationship in a more strategic way. It understands, what are the profitability across all the lines, and it allows you not to work in silos. It enables you to cross-sell in a more informed way versus, making those decisions, or on an ad hoc basis. It also helps from an operational perspective where now you have all these consistent workflows. There's a consistent way of getting data into one system. And then it allows, you as an agency to bring down a lot of operational work, take away a lot of manual duplication that happens in getting the data, as well as the errors go down. So that's where, that's how I would like to close on, that we are really focused on the overall strategy that we are going in across all those pillars, and with a continued focus on how we can provide you that single system where you can get access to all your accounts in one place without having to move to different systems. So I'll stop here, Tom. I will, and Tara, I'll hand it over to you for the
All
next.
right. Tom, I'm going to hand it over to you. Thank you so much. Oh, I guess you need a slide, don't you?
Yep, if you could
There
go
you
one
go.
more. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Tara. Yeah, so looking at the benefits experience, we'll get a sneak peek into all of the great things that we've been up to the last many months and have recently released, as Tulika mentioned prior. But first, I want to take a step back and really share, like, why did we do what we did? Why did we really look at our benefits experience in Epic and say, yeah, we need to make some changes. We need to make some updates, create more efficiency. And it all really comes back to, well, how are you servicing your accounts, your benefits accounts today within Epic? And throughout our defining of this work, many themes come up from it. It takes a long time to properly service an account in a P&C first system when that account is benefits. We are using fields that their original intent wasn't for benefits. It was probably for property and casualty. So the simple vernacular throughout the system, maybe similar types of data, but we call them a little bit different of meaning within the benefit space. The amount of time that it takes to input the plan information, to then navigate that plan information when we are expected to efficiently service our accounts. There are many different screens where this plan detail is scattered that in order to really get the full picture of that account or that particular plan or plans, it just takes a lot of time to navigate all of that information. All of these things coming together really gives us that challenge of when our management system isn't truly built for the job that we need it to do. Servicing is very inefficient. It's very hard to scale. It is sometimes difficult to bring on new employees to then get used to those different nuanced changes between like what should be there for a benefits platform versus what is the true reality. So we took all of that and what we did was created a tailored benefits experience that really combines all of the data that lives in Epic, but create an experience purpose-built for the benefits user. So we'll give you a sneak peek of this. So Tara, on the next slide, she's going to start a little bit of a demo here, and we'll take you through a few minutes of what that experience looks like.
And Tom, keep me honest if you can hear the video come through or the audio come through on this. I guess you can't hear video, can you? Give me a second to get acclimated here.
In the Applied Epic Benefits experience, we're working hard.
Yep, it did come through. So if you want to continue playing, we should be good.
To provide you a purpose-built workspace that brings all plan and account details into a single, intuitive area designed specifically for how benefits teams work. It replaces workarounds, manual steps, and P&C-centric complexity with clear navigation, benefits-specific fields, and streamlined actions that help all benefits users work faster and more confidently. It's time to work the way benefits teams actually service clients. There are new benefits-specific fields to capture more of the information important to you, such as client BOR, employee count details, and enrollment information necessary to efficiently service the account. No more hunting through tabs or screens for the required information. Get instant visibility into compliance markers and critical timelines without searching through screens to find the information you need. You can now perform key tasks on the benefit overview that will help streamline your day. Add, edit, renew plans, and more without ever leaving this screen. Now let's take a look at an exciting new feature, Applied Epic AutoFill. We've replaced tedious, error-prone manual data entry, or let's face it, no data entry, with intelligent automation. What you're seeing here is the medical SBC being dragged and dropped into the system where AI is ingesting and matching the data from the SBC into the specific data fields that live in the Epic plan forms. Once AutoFill has reviewed the data, this screen shows fields that returned with less than 100% confidence in a match or any blank fields. You are shown where the information was pulled from in the document, making it easy for you to review and validate accuracy. In the medical SBC, there are over 150 fields that pull into Epic, and in this example, only a couple need to be verified. For all fields, including the ones that matched, you can read about how Epic AutoFill came to the 100% match conclusion. Once you are satisfied with the results, you confirm the job and the data will fill into the plan forms in Epic. Whether you're a benefits-only agency or a multi-line brokerage, the new Applied Epic Benefits experience with AutoFill will help you scale as you grow.
All right. Thank you for that, Tara. So as you can see, a lot of exciting things that we've been able to release in the not so distant past, about a month ago. So with that, we are increasing that efficiency that I was mentioning in the last few slides, bringing all of those data points into one screen, presenting autofill to efficiently get that plan data within the system so you can begin to take action on that. As we've been working with agencies, gathering feedback, we hear many things about the experience, and it really hits on we're solving for those things that are challenges for you. So even from a navigation standpoint, data is much easier to find. We have more data to actually capture now that is meaningful, and we can take action on that when servicing that account. Removing clicks, time savings, and it goes beyond that as well. So very, very positive response to date, and very excited to continue to expand and grow this area along with you. So with that, I'm seeing many questions come in of how do we get access? Where do we go for more information? So Tara is going to share some additional resources and how you can start to take advantage of these exciting new features.
Yep. But first, before we get to too many questions, I want to start back on this slide. I want to introduce you, if you are not familiar with the Applied Epic Resource Center. Some of you are familiar with it. You're already using it. That's wonderful. I think it's a great thing. It's in-app learning, right? So you have the ability to see announcements. So you see when the new Resource Center was available. You see the announcements of Applied Epic Recon and the other exciting features that we're putting out there. You are able to get overviews, step-by-step tutorials. I'm going to do a little video here in a second. Access to customer support through chat or log a case. All of these things are available just by clicking that Resource Center button in the upper right of your screen within Epic. Just so many things you can do. And one thing I do want to point out is that product advisory community. That is so important to give us your feedback. We listen, and this benefits overview and autofill, I think, is part of that as well. I'm also going to point out, as this video is starting to show you on the right-hand side, this is showing you each little area. On the left-hand side, you'll see kind of what one of those walkthrough or one of those little announcement videos looks like if it pops up at you once you've told Epic that you want to take a look at it. So this just shows you some of the benefit-specific overviews and the benefit-specific tutorials that are available. There's a ton of things out here, not just for benefits, for all lines of business, for accounting, for all sorts of different things. So there's a lot of information out here that we've been building up over the past few years. So take a minute and go find your information out in the Resource Center. It's totally worth it. Let me talk about this next webinar. This is the webinar that's going to be happening on Thursday, March 12th. Our wonderful CX department, our client experience department, will be putting on a more in-depth webinar of the benefits experience, really kind of digging into how you can apply that into your daily work. That is taking place next Thursday, March 12th. I think JC Mahan and Rose Pleva will be joining you, or one or both. I can't remember exactly who, but feel free to use that QR code. It's going to take you to the same place the registration link does, that is also available in the resources area of the webinar. And sign up, and then you get a whole new look into a little bit deeper dive of the benefits overview screens. All right, so let's talk some questions here. And I have to take my glasses off because I can see far and near, just not in between. A couple questions. Tom, do you mind answering this one for me? One question, how do you get the benefits overview screen? I know it's in configure, but can you tell us exactly where that is?
Yeah, absolutely. So, for those of you that are administrators, you're probably a bit more familiar with where some of these things are. But under the user settings, so the benefits overview is under the program access for users. So, for your benefit specific users, you can go into each of their individual program access or security groups, grant them access to the benefits overview under the area for insured clients, and then the sub area for insured clients as well. There's also the left-hand navigation. You probably noticed that in the video for benefits overview. So you just want to verify that that is also set to visible or active. I can't remember which one specifically, but ensuring
I
that
think
that menu
invisible.
item is, yes,
Yeah. That's the
make it
only thing
visible.
about that I remember
Yeah.
from my teaching days.
There you go. So with those two things active, the main one being, of course, the main two, the navigation and the program access, you should be all set.
Okay, another one for you while I have you. Do the new benefits data fields allow importing data into those fields or exporting into a client summary as well? I know you answered this in the chat, but I kind of wanted to go over that a little bit as well.
Yeah, so we are currently extending the capabilities of those fields. So working through particularly like the data out piece of that. So merge variables will eventually get to we're getting to like reporting as well. For the importing. I'd have to double check and verify where those specifically would be available. So let me get back to you on that one. But yeah, certainly something for you to get kind of that full value of all of those fields. We want to extend all of the capabilities that you have today in Epic. So definitely
Okay.
more to come on those.
There is one out here about applied recon that I am super excited and happy to answer, because that's also one of my areas of, I don't want to say, it's definitely not expertise, but one of my areas of marketing that I'm responsible for. Is applied recon included automatically, or does it have to be added to each agency with additional cost? And I wrote back in the response that it is an additional cost. So you do need to talk to your sales rep, but let me tell you, if you have not seen applied recon, get ready to be amazed, because the amount of time it will save you on reconciling direct bill commissions, that's what's available right now, is incredible. And I don't know the exact pricing, and I'm not equipped to have that conversation with you. However, as I understand it, our pricing is beyond extremely competitive compared to third-party vendors that are offering the same service. So we are able to offer that to you at a better rate. I believe that's a fair way to say that. Um, let's see here. Is there, I think I answered that one. Is autofill an additional cost? While we're talking about cost, let's get this one out of the way. So autofill is an additional cost, but it's not just this medical plan, the SBC autofill that you're seeing today. This is just the very first use case of autofill. I believe the pricing includes all of different use cases of autofill that we're going to be having that we're going to have throughout the year. Your sales rep will be able to talk to you about what those are and what the pricing includes. So I would encourage you to reach out. I know that, and Tom or Tolika, correct me if I'm wrong, I know that we're hopefully in Q2 going to be releasing specific for benefits dental and vision as well, importing importing forms in or that data in to Epic as well, and then more coming. There's going to be some life forms coming further down the road. Is that right, Talika?
Yeah, you're right, Tara. So we are definitely expanding autofill to other plan types, dental vision being next, and then we'll also expand it to life, LTD, STD as well, with primary focus being dental vision as early as Q2, and then we'll keep building on it.
And by all means, if you have recommendations and you want to tell us what else we can pull in data for in the benefits arena, by all means, go to the product advisory community and put those ideas in there. I will also add that there are other use cases in Epic that are being reviewed for 2026. There's some Indio use case. There's an Applied Epic Canada use case, more commercial lines thoughts. So there's a lot of different things that we're looking at to use autofill for. Tom, are there security rights we need to change under configure for the new benefits changes? It looks like yes.
Yes, that goes back to, I think, the same previous question. So program access for the specific users. You'll just want to make sure that you're locating the area and sub area for program access under insured and prospective clients, respectively. And then there's a benefits overview line item in the scrollable table there that admins can check for or select grant for the users they wish to grant access to.
Okay. One question here, and I'm not sure which one of you would like to answer this. It's not Tara. The autofill information seems to be familiar to the data that gets pushed to Epic from Benefits Designer in terms of plan info. So correct me if I'm wrong, and Tom or Tolika, whichever one of you want to help answer this. I'm sure that's true. I don't know, is Epic autofill is more for use cases where ABD might not be used, and it might be used for different types of plans, let's say, if that's fair.
I can take that one. Yes, so Tara, you're right. Right now, focus is for agencies who are leveraging Epic as their primary system to get plan data into the system. They can leverage autofill to upload documents, SBC documents for medical. The solution will read the documents, and then you can push the data into Epic. That being said, I think that does not restrict if you have been using ABD to renew your plans and manually entering data in SPC into ABD. If in the previous year you have already pushed the data into Epic, you can renew in Epic, and then you can use autofill to upload the SPC document, and that will do the work on instead of you actually manually typing into ABD. So I do think it might differ from case to case. In case you want to use that data in ABD for proposals and coding purposes, then that might not work for you, but definitely you can use it even if you're using ABD, depending upon how you're supporting your plans.
Okay, thank you so much. There were a lot of questions about ABD out here, and I'm just kind of blanketing those all at the one time. Good question. Is this related only to group benefits right now? Are there any cases for Medicare business? I do not believe so. And Tom or Tolika, one of you might want to correct me, please, if I'm wrong on that. So no Medicare use cases yet. I can't say that that's 100% going to always be no.
So you're right, Tara. We currently it's all group benefits. We have been hearing a lot from our agencies for Medicare plans, so we will start looking into it. But it's definitely something that is not part of what we have delivered and we are delivering. But we are definitely researching right now and doing some discovery work to identify what those opportunities are.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm just trying to type furiously as I'm answering some of these. Can you enter employee data such as demographic info, census information? So, Ruby, that can, if that's not typically found on an SBC as far as I understand, and that's the only document that we're talking about from the medical into to pre-fill into the medical plan. So not yet at this time. But the Employee Navigator integration that we're working on in this year, a little bit later on this year, should help with um, that data fill. Tom or Tulika, I'm not sure which one of you can help me with this one. Can you clarify more about building a plan in Epic and what exactly will feed into Navigator? Is this meant to eliminate the need to build and renew plans in Navigator? Sorry,
Um,
I don't have the expertise to explain that very well.
yeah, so I can try and answer, and then Tom, I would definitely lean on you if you want to add any more colors to it. What I'll say is this is so the push from Epic to Employee Navigator. The way I think about it is, yes, you know, if you're building the plan in Epic, the integration allows you to push the plan into Employee Navigator. If you're using a third-party vendor for your quoting purposes, so you're doing all your marketing, your RFP, your renewals in that quoting partner, you now have finalized a plan because you have sold it. With the quoting partner integration, you have pushed that plan into Epic, and now you can push it now into Employee Navigator as well. So it's that end-to-end life cycle where you started with quoting, push the data into your AMS system, where you will do all your servicing, and then you've also pushed the data into Employee Navigator. So that's the second piece to it. And the third piece to it is if you already are building plans in Epic, you can renew plans in Epic. Once you renew it, that's your third use case where you can actually now push this plan from Epic into Employee Navigator. So those are the three main areas where I would see this coming into play. Tom, anything that you would like to add in?
Yeah, I think just one additional note. Like we look at Epic, of course, as the system of record and system of truth for all of your book of business. So if you are renewing plans within Employee Navigator, but still have certain things within Epic, you need to trigger renewal activities, your servicing. We look at that as okay. You should then have that plan information in Epic as well to properly service that. So following all of the features and functions that Tulika was just outlining in those different use cases, it's important to have those plans within Epic, renew, follow kind of our policy action flow so you're able to support and maintain proper history of all of that data within Epic.
Okay, we have just a couple more and then we will get moving and let you guys go. I know it's busy. It's Tuesday. We're all busy, right? What does the day that ends in Y, right? What day isn't busy anymore? When will reporting capabilities be available for the new benefits overview fields? That's an excellent question. We're working on that for Q2, and we're working on those of you that are working in Epic reports, those fields will be available to be pulled into certain items. And those of you that have access to dashboards, they will be available in static reports, available through dashboards. We'll talk about that a little bit more as we move down the pike to get that done. So coming soon to a theater near you. One last question here. There's to confirm there's only an option for single plan design to use autofill. If the group has dual or triple options, we can only upload one of those with autofill.
Yep. Let me clarify. So,
Okay, thank you. Because I know
yeah.
I know what Jordan's saying, but I'm like, I don't know
Yep.
quite how to word that.
So we would support that. So within the new plan screens, and it's hard to visualize without the visual, so bear with me. So within the new plan screens, if you have a package or dual options, basically you have the policy and then you have two, three, four, five lines within. there is a section within that plan screen. It's called lines of coverage. And each of those lines is essentially your plan. So each of those rows has an action call out where if you click that action, you'll have the autofill capability for each line or plan within your overall package. So you initiate it plan by plan or line by line. So you're not limited to just doing it once for the entire policy or package. So you have the line per line. The autofill action is also available within the attributes tab. So if you're navigating through your plan and you're like, oh, I'm here, I'm in the benefit attributes, you can initiate that same process from within that tab as well. So actually a few different places, but yeah, we do support it being available for all lines or plans or coverages, whatever you want to call it, within a package.
Awesome. All right. I think that's about it for today. Tolga, Tom, thanks so much for your time today. Thank you guys for your time today. I appreciate it. I hope this was helpful. I hope you're as excited about the benefits overview and autofill as we are. Watch for this coming to your inbox soon, the on-demand version, and you should have access to all the resources. And again, thanks for your time. Have a wonderful day.